Hi everybody, I'm Stephen Murray, the Stellaris game director. Today I'm here to talk about some of the changes the Custodian team has made to the Lithoid species pack, as well as some of the other changes we're making in the 3.9 Caelum update. Before that though, I have an announcement to make regarding species pack pricing. Stellaris species packs started as purely cosmetic add-ons, consisting of portraits, ship sets, city sets, and advisor voices. They've come a long way since then, including a much greater variety of content now. While the exact spread of features varies by pack, they all now include things such as origins, civics, traits, events, and new mechanics. As game director, I'm especially pleased with how the Custodian team has improved the quality of the older packs. They've added new playstyles and enabled many more sci-fi tropes to be able to be explored during your games. With the changes coming in 3.9 Caelum, we believe that the older species packs will be on par with the newer ones, and we're planning an increase in the base price of plantoids, humanoids, lithoids, and necroids from $7.99 to match the $9.99 base price of the more recent aquatics and toxoid species packs. Per the promise made by Fred several years ago, we're announcing this change ahead of time, so anyone that wishes to purchase them at the current base prices will have an opportunity to do so. They'll be available with the current base price for at least 30 days, and will be changing alongside the release of 3.9 Caelum. In addition, Stellaris will be taking part in the Steam Strategy Fest. This will give you a chance to get the effective packs at a discounted price before the price changes go into effect. Now I'll detail some of the improvements made to the Lithoid species pack. Improvements to the other species packs will be a major focus of the dev diaries over the next few weeks. My very first Stellaris dev diary was dev diary number 157, Things That Rock. The Lithoid species pack was the first one that wasn't exclusively an art pack. The Lithoid trait added interesting game mechanics to the phenotype. We had a few Lithoid specific traits, some event changes, and the Terravore variant of Devouring Swarms. The purely cosmetic species packs were updated in subsequent releases, but while it did get an origin in Federations and some more traits in 3.5 Fornax, Lithoids hasn't gotten quite as much of an update from the Custodian team as the other packs. Of course, I thought that we should dig up some more improvements. As previously shown in Dev Diary 305, we returned to Calamitous Birth to give it some love. This included removing the habitability loss from Lithoid craters for Lithoid pops, as well as increasing the effectiveness of Lithoid exclusive traits such as gaseous byproducts on the massive crater world. We also talked about some quality of life improvements to Terravores. No longer do you need to sit and click a decision every 6 months as you consume a world. Now it's all handled in a handy, compact situation. The output comes out to exactly the same as before thanks to clever script math, so don't worry about this being a nerf to acquired pops or resources. We also added some new things to Lithoids. Not satisfied with only buffing these two old pieces of content, we felt like a species pack could do with a bit of polish to stack up to the current ones. First up, the Void Hive. The Void Hive is a hive mind civic with some unique effects. It automatically generates mining and research stations over random unexploited deposits in systems they own every 4 months. If they lack the technology to exploit a given resource, their drones can still build these free stations, but the output will be reduced by 75%. The Civic plays around with the flavor of a hive mind that's capable of surviving out in space in the dangers of vacuum. While you can still build gathering stations, it goes against your base nature to instruct specific drones to do so, so it costs some extra unity. They also excel at creating structures out in space, whether they be habitats, Dyson spheres, or hyperrelays, so get out into the dark void. This civic synergizes particularly well with void dwellers, as we described in Dev Diary 306. Another new civic that we're adding to the Lithoid species pack is selective kinship. This civic is not for the xenophiles, so please avert your ocular organs. In an uncertain universe, only kin can be trusted. This civilization is selective about the species that it defines as equals. An empire with a selective kinship civic gains an opinion bonus with empires of shared phenotypes, but a penalty with all other empires. Pops of their phenotype automatically have full citizenship, and other pops cannot have full citizenship. They also have some happiness modifiers when sharing planets with other aliens that are of the same phenotype, and while oppressing others. This is such an evil civic. Advanced bigotry. Things may not be smooth sailing out there, because you won't like anyone not conforming to your standards, and they will really not like your bigoted thinking. However, if you really want to have some friends out there, the hegemon and common ground origins will ensure that your member nations match your phenotype if you choose to start with the civic. We've been having a lot of questionnaires and feedback sessions with players, and one of the things that's often requested is some more relatable characters in the various phenotypes. While we'll of course continue creating horrific alien monstrosities, the art team took this opportunity to add a few new portraits to lithoids, plantoids, and humanoids. For lithoids, the Federated Thayan Preserves will be a new prescripted empire that begins on the desert world of Theia in the Tidewin system. Billions of years ago, 2 planets formed from the primordial material in the orbit of Sol, ancient Earth, and Theia. Rudimentary life evolved on both worlds, biological in the case of Earth, and lithoid on Theia. For eons, these sister planets maintained a peaceful revolution around their star, and then came the cataclysm. The planets collided, and in the moment of impact, microbial life was exchanged. Earth survived and Luna was formed. What remained of Theia was jettisoned from the system. On this rocky colony ship, life from ancient Theia traversed the void before it was caught in the gravity well of the star Tidewin. Crashing into one of the system's worlds, a new species was introduced to the local biosphere. A few short millennia later, the Thanes looked to the stars, seeking to understand the universe as well as their own heritage. May they find their way home. On to some other 3.9 changes. Some players have commented that they often find themselves saving an Ascension perk slot for an indeterminate amount of time, waiting for required research for their desired Ascension path to appear. The Ascension perks that unlock the 4 Ascension paths have had their requirements changed, so they can now be taken as your 3rd AP at the earliest instead of the 2nd AP. However, we've removed the technology requirements and moved those to progressing down the tradition tree that's associated with the Ascension path. Each Ascension path now has an agenda that grants 25% progress in technologies associated with the Ascension path. This should assure that you're no longer reliant on random chance to acquire these technologies. These agendas have a reduced cost and cooldown compared to most agendas, though some have modifiers based on Empire ethics compatibility with their Ascension path. One of the complaints we've heard about Gestalt councils is that nodes cannot be replaced, unlike the counselors in normal empires. This means that traits that might have been useful for your nodes in the early game might fall off in usefulness in the mid to late game. To solve this, we've added 3 new society technologies to machine intelligence and hive minds that unlock a new set of council agendas. These replace the existing nodes after a bit of reformatting or vivisection, as the case may be. The first technology unlocks the agendas themselves. Following technologies unlock modifiers that improve both the agendas and the council. The newly created nodes will initially start at level 1, though this can be improved to a maximum starting level equal to the level of the reformatted or culled node, depending on technologies, traditions, and civics. That's it for this week. Next week, we'll be going over the Plantoid species pack and some of the other changes coming in 3.9 Caelum. The week after that, we're planning on looking at humanoids and necroids. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more official Stellaris content. And please, comment below if there's any changes you're particularly excited about.